Happy New Year, and welcome to Grippy Sock Records Artist Spotlight, where we show you artists that you need to know and follow. This very first spotlight of 2024 goes to the Crooked Cleric.
So I've got a question for all the indie hip-hop artists out there. There are millions of independent hip-hop artists out there, all practicing the craft just like you are. So tell me, what are you doing to set yourself apart from them?
Have you seen this guy?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I catch a hater by his toe and hang him high up in the sky until he cries to stop the jokes. I be catching bullets like Houdini, but I'll never fold, cause I be getting stronger with every shot like a cortisone. I'm back in this bitch and I'm dropping heat in the crypt. Yo, I got the fire down below, yeah, I shoot from the hip. Bro, this is a critical hit, we burning that mythical shit. Somebody better call the Smokies up and tell them it's lit. Man, I'm ripping the rappers up like whipping a bastard son. They picking their asses up off the ground after round one. Kick them right in the tip cup on Def Jam shit, bro. Red man to my enemies, I go straight to the dick pun.
Lance York, or the Crooked Cleric as his fan base knows him, hails from both Maine and Florida. He tells stories and tales regarding gaming, things like comic books, and sometimes even Dungeons and Dragons. So, we had an interesting talk about the things that make him go, the things that make him write, and the things that allow him to continue to promote on such a vast and growing platform situation on social media. Now, there are a lot of things that go into creating music. So, who is Lance York? And where did the Crooked Cleric come from?
Lance York is a single dad of 2 kids. And he's done literally everything under the sun that you can imagine. I mean, I've worked in bakeries, I've worked in factories, I've worked in kitchens, I've worked in canoe storage facilities, I've worked in warehouses, I've done management, I've worked in theaters, I've been a musician forever. It's kind of a funny story, actually. I didn't start out a fan of the cleric class in D&D. I actually liked the ranger when I first started playing, but I rolled up what the party was missing, a cleric, and he ended up being my favorite character to run, again, as an adult. And I chose D&D as the original topic that I started with.
I wonder, how does a cleric get by in his surroundings?
Well, I'm from Maine. I spent a significant portion of my childhood in Florida, though, as well. And the diversity of experiences that I've had between the 2 states that I've called home in my life has been a benefit to me in a lot of ways. I have a different perspective on life. I'm not really sure how where I'm from has shaped my music, because most of my music is about, it's topic music. But I guess I wouldn't have those topics if I grew up in other places. I really like to tell stories, all kinds of stories. Whether it's, stoner stories, like something's burning, or a war story like My Brother's Keeper, real life stories. I want to do a whole series of tracks that's just, retellings of ballads, classic ballads like the trucker ballads and stuff. And my favorite topics as of late have been the artist experience, what it's like to make music in a day and age where music has so little value.
And it's true. Music is a dime a dozen when you really think about it. Spotify tracks come in the thousands monthly, and very little actually get heard. So what's your idea of success?
There's a number of things that I think influence me to write. Obviously, I've got close family ties, I've got kids. I have that life experience to draw on that inspires me to write. There's, other musicians that I've listened to that inspire me to write on certain topics because I like the work that they did.
Yeah.
And that really resonates with me. I'm going to start by saying it takes sacrifice. It does. My platform is still malleable. I want to be able to bring attention to other artists that deserve attention that can't seem to get it. I'm trying to help build a collective here for that. I wouldn't mind being heard on the radio once in a while. We're being totally honest. I want to make my kids proud. I want them to be proud of me, and I want to be a success story for them. I realized very young that I didn't have an example of a success story. Dad was not around and could never hold a job down. Mom always held a job down and work 100 hours a week but never fucking got nowhere. Success is a combination of things, and if we're being honest, it means different things to different people. There are some people who consider success, 100 people listened to my music last month. Myself, I want to be able to make music full time because it's what I love doing. And I've broken that down into specific goals to achieve that point. And at the end of the day, because money makes the world go around, it comes down to about $1 amount per month. If I can make $3,000 a month on my music, I can afford to live my life with my kids. I can afford to be there to help mom and dad as they get older. Don't put your dream off. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. Chase it every day.
The Crooked Cleric can be found on all platforms, and as for me, you'll find me at Grippy Sock Records.